double by-election loss. Is it time up for the Tories? Is Brexit to blame for the recession? And should we all stop feeding stray cats? With me, Jeremy Vine. Welcome to the show. It is the 16th of February, and on the panel today we've only got author Susan Holder and activist, columnist Tim Montgomery. Here's what we're discussing. First up, what a double by-election blow for the Conservatives. Is it time up for the Tories? Are they gone? Labour have overturned a total Conservative majority of 30,000 votes to take Wellingborough and then also Kingswood. The Conservatives' by-election losing streak is their worst since the Second World War. Is the writing on the wall for them? Then is Brexit to blame for the UK falling into a recession? Yesterday's financial shock followed claims by the banking giant Goldman Sachs that Britain's economy is 5% smaller as a result of leaving the EU. Is it fair to point the finger at Brexit? And then is it wrong to feed stray cats? Downing Street is backing plans to make cat and dog abduction a specific offence. But there are fears that people who unwittingly lure pets into their homes with food will be arrested. Should animal lovers shun stray cats to be on the safe side? You've got a feline pal who you feed on the regular, or your cat sneaks food from other families who call in. Send your pictures to us, Jeremy Vine at channel5.com. Then, comedy couple Paul Merton and Suki Webster will join us for the papers and everything else. At 11, this is the improv show they're going to do the interns about. At 11:15, Storm will take your calls on whether asylum seekers should be allowed to work. At 12:45, Alexis Conrad and friends will ask if it's okay for British Gas to make £750 million profit. Let me show you how to get in touch. Here we go. We've got cartoon character Charlie Brown here. 02078622222. Thank you, Charlie. That is the number. 16p a minute from a landline. Mobile phones may be dearer, as you know. And we've got the socials, Twitter now, X, TikTok, the Facebook, Thread, and Insta. Plus, if you look on YouTube, you can find our special Jeremy Vine on 5 channel. There we go. What about this by-election? Well, I'll start with you because you're obsessed with politics, Tim. How bad is it?
Have you had many guests who burst into tears on your programme?
No.
Look, I'm a Conservative. I think last time I was on your programme, I was admitting that I had a picture of Margaret Thatcher on my wall when I was at university. I think I'm a through and through Conservative, but I've had enough of the Conservative Party. Yeah. We said we cut taxes, we put them up. We said we believed in home ownership. We don't build any houses. Control of immigration, one Brexit, one election, and then immigration. After a while,
Economic growth, and we've got a recession.
Yeah, everything we said we would do, we basically haven't, and we've done those things which we shouldn't do. It is over for the
And you tweeted
Party.
that today,
Yeah,
didn't you?
and over potentially not just at this election, but parties have no divine right to exist forever, and there's a volatility in the electorate these days, which means the verdict could be established. I just wish the by-elections we had yesterday were the general election, because I sense a growing sort of impatience from voters. They really have had enough, and you stretch the electoral elastic too much, and I think it will be worse if Rishi Sunak does wait until.
Really? You think so? What do you think, Susan? That they haven't even hit the bottom yet?
Well, that might be true, and I also possibly feel like crying, but in another direction, because the only party I ever joined was the Labour Party. I was a member of the Labour Party many years ago. I'm not a member
Wearing
now.
the right colour jacket today.
Well, it's all pink and red. But I'm not a member of the Labour Party anymore, and I absolutely don't feel at the moment I could vote for them.
Really?
So although I agree with you, we all think the Tories have done everything wrong and got it all wrong, and we've all fed up of it. But I do not feel there is a reasonable alternative at the moment.
Let's go to what's happened. Conservatives have had a horrible night. Labour have overturned a combined Tory majority of 30,000 votes to take the former Conservative strongholds of Wellingborough and Kingswood. So this is Kingswood here, and this is, let's see, Wellingborough. There we go. It's basically two strong Tory seats. The Tories have now clocked up 10 by-election defeats since the last general election, more than any Conservative government since the Second World War. The Labour leader Keir Starmer said the victories show people want change and are ready to put their faith in his party. Let's just have a look at these more dramatic results. So, I mean, in a way, are they surprising? Do we sort of know Labour are turning the town red? Kingswood here, Wellingborough here. Let's mention the winners. Damien Egan in Kingswood and Jen Kitchen, the new MP for Wellingborough. And this Labour bulldozer is really taking down the Tory majorities, not just in so-called red wall seats. These are the Conservatives' home seats. Wellingborough has been Conservative since, 55 years or so, for all but 8 years. It's incredible. But let's focus on the rubble in Wellingborough here. As I say, Conservative for years and years. Jen Kitchen wins. Look at this, right? Her share of the vote is up. How much? 19.5%. The Conservatives have got this shocking fall, 37.6% down. Even if you add in the other right-wing votes of the Reform Party, who are taking a lump out of the Conservatives, you don't get to Labour's share of the vote. So the Conservatives are strapped in here on this downward spiral. Forgive the analogy, but that's where
and it's on fire.
if ever, painting the town red. Let's have a look at these numbers. Wellingborough in particular, because it's such a big result. These are Conservative to Labour by-election swings since 2019. And you can see, as time goes on, they get bigger and bigger. That's the key thing. And if you look at the worst defeat to Labour at by-elections since 1945, first one, Dudley West, that was John Major, that's just before Tony Blair got in. Wellingborough, Rishi Sunak, 28.5%. So that is a in fact, you've got to go down. Third place, Tamworth, which was last year, is 5% less. So that's a massive, massive swing. So if you're the Conservatives, alarm bells are ringing all over the place. And you're thinking, Tim, the interesting thought, as a Conservative, have the election tomorrow because it's going to get worse.
Yeah, that graph actually sort of makes my point for me. In time since Tamworth, it's got 5% worse. And I think Rishi Sunak's hope, and I understand if you're in Downing Street why you don't want to leave, his hope is that something's going to come, some scandal potentially for Keir Starmer or whatever. The reality is, we're talking about the recession in a minute. The world at the moment isn't in a good place. Britain isn't in a good place. The much more likely is that week goes by, there's going to be worse news, and that's going to be blamed on the Conservatives. So I want the Conservative Party to be in a position whereby it can still compete for power after the next election.
I want the Labour Party to be in a position where it can
Well,
compete.
they're doing well, aren't they?
Well, they're doing well in by-elections, but by-elections are always where people give the government in power a kicking, and it doesn't necessarily translate into a government, because you vote for your local issues in a by-election, you vote for the Prime Minister that you might get, and the government in power when you're at the general election. It is slightly different, I think, but also, I think, it's been Labour's to win for a long time. There's been an open goal there that Rishi Sunak has got nowhere near.
Well, he
keeps fouling up left, right, and
yeah,
centre.
but to interject here, 2019 they had an 80-seat majority. They had Boris Johnson. Keir Starmer would never have expected to be in this position, but they've just gone from one
Well,
cock up
he
to
might not have
another.
expected it, but he should be working towards it.
Well,